Good. I'm glad to hear that. Welcome, welcome, everybody. I'm so happy to have you all here, and I'm very happy to have my friend Kathy Egan from North Carolina, who is a Reiki and stone master, I would say. She has her own beautiful shop on Etsy called TheHealingVillageKTE, which are her initials, I think, right?
Yes.
That's you. And we met a number of years ago, and I met her husband too. Well, we didn't physically meet, but we've been friends since 2007, about that time. And I know, and now we see each other face to face. It's wonderful. So welcome, Kathy. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm thrilled. And I know CG would wish he could be here too.
Well, you just tell him how you did, and then we'll bring him in next time, because I love CG. I do. CG wrote a beautiful book, Strike a Chord of Silence. Yeah. And that was back then when we were on Zods, right?
Yes.
And he does still work with you in your stones, and doesn't he?
He does everything.
He does everything.
If it wasn't for him, there would be no shop. And he says to me, if it wasn't for you, there would be no shop, because I work with the buyers, and some of them become clients and, counsel on what stone would be good for them at the time. And I love that. And he does all the online. Everything you see on the Etsy site, CG has done. Every photo, he uploads all the information. And that is one thing I'd like people to know, is if you're looking to advance more in your knowledge of stones, and some people might already be very advanced, you can go to our site and look up under Learn More.
Okay.
And he has so much information out there about every single stone.
And the spiritual element. Yeah.
Yep. All kinds of information. And I recommend books to people. With all that information, you don't even need the books, because he's taken it from the books.
Sure.
And brought it together, So anyway, I could rave about CG all day.
I bet you could. I thought he was doing something else, so you'll have to apologize. I would have had him come with you, but anyway, it's still nice to have you here and have a little woman's chat. So
I like that too. And we live in a small town in the mountains of North Carolina, and we live in what is known as a sacred forest. It's amazing. And so one time I saw someone in town, and they said, the word's out that there was a sighting of CG in town. So he doesn't get out a lot, and he doesn't get online a lot.
Do they think you're whipping him to do the work or something?
No.
Okay.
He works. He was brought up on a farm. He works.
Oh, okay.
Whatever he does, he works hard.
He works hard. You've been with him for a number of years. I mean, when you married for a number of years?
87. We got married
87.
88.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you're totally legitimate now.
And it was way before now. That is a wonderful story. And I know this isn't about me and CG, so I'll be very quick.
It's whatever it is. So
I love that.
Yeah. Well, I call it riffing, like a guitar riff, so go for it. Yeah.
And I say all things in divine right order. And I really went into a meditative state and some of the stones, and for this group, whether the group is today or someone sees it later. So what's coming up is for someone. So we were in class, we worked at IBM, and we were in a programming class. And we had to stand up and say our name and what brought us to that class. And I was trying to be the very good student. So I was sitting in the front row, and he was in the back, And when he stood up and spoke, I just flipped back around to the front, because it hit me right in my solar plexus, my throat, and my heart. And I didn't have the knowledge that I have now. So I didn't know what had hit me.
Right.
But I recognized his voice. So, and that's what started it. We became very, very good friends, really, really good friends. And then we ended up getting together later and getting married. So and I tell him that, it just feels like I knew him before I was ever here. So an interesting thing, and maybe this is what's for someone out there, because it's coming up through me. I get messages sometimes
Good.
that it's coming up through me that when I was a little girl, I had a really wonderful boyfriend, Kevin Powell, in kindergarten.
Okay.
And then I didn't have a lot of boyfriends, but in high school, I had a steady boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was married before.
Okay.
Those three people make CG up.
Wow, you got the best of all of it, is what you're pretty much.
Well, I
Yeah.
think I was recognizing part of him.
Yeah. Okay.
You know
Okay.
how we make soul
Yeah.
contracts? I think
Yes.
all along I was saying, oh, yeah, you're familiar. Not really, not completely. And I've said to him, it's just there's an element of love that I haven't had with anybody like I had
Yes.
this, like you and Keith.
That you're describing us. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've been married 4 times, and it was soul recognition, just exactly what you're talking about. And it was, I had to go through this and this and this before I could meet my Prince Charming or whatever. And, we have our days, but yeah, it was like, and actually I took a real leap, because I only knew him through telephone calls and emails. And
Wow.
I got in a car and I drove to El Paso, Texas from my house in Houston. And he drove in from Kentucky, and we met at the bus station.
I love it.
And he's at the bus station. He comes through the door, and I'm standing there waiting, because I've seen pictures of him. And I go, and he goes, at the same time, it was like, it's you,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. So I absolutely understand exactly what you just described. It's real soul and love recognition, and maybe soulmate, if that's what you name it, or twin soul or whatever. How wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. That's great.
Well, thank you for how it evolved, because it always makes my heart feel good.
Oh, God, yes. And he is such a wonderful man. I adore him. I do. And I'm glad that he's so great to you, and you were to him. So, yeah.
Yes, yeah. And as you said, his book represents him too.
It does.
I say to him, your book still has a life.
It does.
This is a little plug, but it's just it's on Amazon. The Sacred Vow by C.G. Walters. And he has had rave reviews.
Mm-hmm.
But
what is Strike a Chord of Silence? Is that another one he did? Isn't that the name of it?
That's his second book. We had to do that, because if we didn't put another book out, we would have lost our business name.
Oh, okay.
So he put that one out. The beauty behind that one is, when we were programmers, I wrote in assembler language, the bits and the bytes. That's not easy.
Yeah.
So we had the big clunkers. We're older.
Right.
And we didn't have cell phones and text and all that, but you could type on your computer, tell so-and-so. So it was the beginning of text.
Yeah.
And we could say, tell CG. Well, we had some dear, dear friends, and Anna was going through a very hard time. And so she would say, tell CG, Gordon, but tell CG. And he would respond to her, and she said, where are you getting these? And he said, it comes through as soon as you ask the question. He said, I think they're yours. So the book is dedicated to her, because she said, you need to write these down. And so that's what Strike a Chord of Silence is. So it's in honor of Anna. The Sacred Vow, I was in the bathroom, or we have a small house. So there's the bathroom, the kitchen, and when he's working now, and when I was working in an office, I would be in the bathroom getting ready, and he's in the kitchen, and we'd talk. And all of a sudden, how when you're not in your frame of mind, your normal frame of mind, but you're feeling really, really connected beyond love and security, it's beyond that. And there I was, and I think mirrors help somehow. I was getting ready for putting my makeup on and all that. And all of a sudden, honest to God, I was standing in the bathroom, and I was also in cobblestone streets in Italy. I could feel the buildings and everything. And I felt one of my guardians behind me and it's an amazingly tall, beautiful, older woman.
Mhm.
And I didn't stop or anything. I just kept doing everything I was doing, and I was experiencing the whole environment. And then over a few minutes, it wasn't even 5 minutes, probably over a few minutes, it was gone. And I had the most peaceful sense within me. And I said to
Mhm.
CG, now he's in the kitchen fixing breakfast. And I said,
Mhm.
wait till you hear what just happened to me. I told him. And then we were walking in it's a national forest is behind us up to the
Uh-huh.
highest peak on the East Coast, Mount Mitchell. So we were walking up in the forest and coming back down. This is probably about 3 months later. He said, are you going to do anything with that story? I said, what story? And he told me, and I said, oh, I said, well, I was just sharing with you what happened, And he
Yeah.
said, well, would you mind if I did? I said, not at all. And that's how
Mhm.
the sacred vow was started.
Okay. Okay.
So then, because it's about the parallel universes and how
Right. And it's almost channeled writing in some ways.
well,
Uh,
he's been told it is, but he's
yeah.
not a big believer of channeling. He thinks
Okay.
that
Yeah. That's okay.
he's, yeah, he says he doesn't want to take, to me, that's like a real star,
Right. Right. Right.
He
Yeah.
doesn't, he's more humble than that.
I know that about him. Yes, very much so. Yeah, I do. Yep.
So, yeah,
He always was and
yeah.
always is that I've remembered. So yeah.
Fun.
Wow. How
So,
wonderful. How wonderful.
anyway,
Well, some people here want to know a little bit about the gemstones. So
okay.
I want to welcome everybody that's here. Thank you for coming. I've
Yes,
been
thank
trying to
you.
get Kathy to come probably for almost a year. And I knew she would when she was ready. And here she is. So I'm very patient.
And thank you for your patience.
Of course. I think actually you could do a really good channel yourself. And everybody that I've been interviewing in the last couple of weeks, at least, all introverts that were pushed into the limelight, so to speak. And it's like, you got to do this thing, you got to do this thing and get past that or whatever it is. So I humbly appreciate you coming here and doing that.
You're ushering us in.
Yeah, I know. It'd be great to have you on here with your own channel. We got to get CG going on it. So you had some gemstones in mind, I think,
I
or
do.
am I wrong? You do.
Nope,
Okay.
I
Yep.
got some in mind. And what I did is I also meditated with some. First,
Okay.
I've got to read a disclaimer.
Oh,
As
yes,
we all
please.
well know, no medical claims are made nor implied. User
Uh-huh.
assumes all responsibility for their exploration of information or materials. Information reflects historical usage and concepts from different world healing traditions, many of which are not recognized or supported by modern Western medicine. Vibrational testing concepts, whether traditional, I won't go through the whole thing. In other words, if you really need help
Right.
for health, please see a licensed professional.
Yes.
This is wonderful, wonderful information, and I can say what has happened for me personally. One thing that's coming up right now, this isn't one of the stones, but sodalite. I would get, I had asthma as a child, and I would get sick. Yay!
Isn't that it? Yeah.
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 No, that's lapis.
This one's lapis? Okay.
Yeah.
But it is a blue. Am I
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
It's
Okay.
blue.
It's blue.
I didn't know I was going to talk about this. So I don't have one out right now.
No. Don't worry. That's fine.
So sodalite, and normally I would start out being sick by a sore throat about 2:30 in the morning and then end up sick for 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh.
Well, I woke up the next morning and of course I thought, oh, this is my winter cold coming on. And I thought, well, you need to walk your talk, Kathy. What do you want to do with crystals? And I love to test.
Okay.
So I taped one right to my chest because that's where I get the most, my lungs. And I didn't even think about it. I just you can just take that paper tape, like medical tape, and tape them right to your body if you want. So I taped it to my chest. I didn't think about it. I went about doing what I was doing. And about 2 hours later, I thought, I haven't coughed at all. And my sore throat was going away. The other thing, and then we will get into the stones. The other thing is gem waters. It can be very easy. It doesn't have to be difficult. But what I do highly recommend is that you use 2 containers. And I like this is violet glass or the blue glass.
Uh-huh.
And then I've also got a clear quartz, like a test tube. So you want to but you don't have to have that. You can just have 2 clear glasses if you want. You put your crystals in the middle container.
Yep.
And then you put that inside the outer container where you put your water.
Okay.
Because then the crystals never touch the water. There are some crystals that are toxic.
Yes, I knew that. Yeah. Yeah.
The vibration will still get in the water.
Wow, I love that. That's a way around it.
Take a cotton cloth, and it's important that it's cotton. Take a cotton cloth and put over the 2 containers, and leave it 12 to 24 hours. Okay. And then what I do, and this is from Jeffrey Yuen is someone everyone listening will want to look up. He's an 88th generation Taoist priest, and he teaches at the acupuncture school in Asheville, and I've been fortunate to be able to take some classes with him. He is truly, in my heart and mind, an ancient living in our time. He's a wealth of knowledge. His grandfather knew his father was going to have him, so his grandfather adopted Jeffrey's father, so he would have Jeffrey the moment he was born. So
it sounds like the Dalai Lama, how they find him out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That is awesome. Yeah.
And in Taoist tradition, Chinese stone medicine is part of what I'm certified in. The 3 combination, 3, 6, 9, 12, those are important aspects. So what I do, once I have my gem water, and I did it that winter I spoke about with the sodalite, I used sodalite and clear quartz. And I also used rose quartz, because rose quartz is the mama stone for the heart.
Right.
And it's all about forgiveness and acceptance of self and others. So whatever's going on, if we catch what's coming to us in our field, it doesn't ever touch our body.
Right. Right.
So it touched my body, and it was doing it every winter. I haven't been sick in probably 9 years now.
Oh my Lord. Oh wow.
And so
that's wonderful. Yeah.
Back to the gem water. So I still have my sodalite taped on my chest and just doing a trial. So that child frame of mind is important. Innocence and wonder. Then I had my gem water. I thought, well, I'm going to do a gem water, because I knew something emotional, something spiritual was going on to bring all this up and release it.
Okay. And
then once the gem water was done, I put it in the refrigerator, and you can keep it in a ball jar, just whatever container that's meaningful to you. I've got one that's like this that I use. And then I sipped. You can do once a day. You can do sips all day. What I did is I took 3 ounces every morning, noon, and night. So it was the 3. The numbers that Jeffrey said, 3, 6, 9, 12.
Yes. Okay.
And I did that for 3 days. Then I did it for 3 days, and then I stopped for a day, and I was all better. Now, if I wasn't better, I would figure out, am I going to do, 3 ounces or 2 ounces? And your intuition's going to let you know.
It's going to tell you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they really are powerful. Okay.
I have to just tell you a short thing. There's a gal that writes, that does a channel here. Her name is Jen, and she always carries all her stones, small stones, in her bra. And she's got all the ladies doing the same thing. So it's kind of like what you said, only the difference is that, you taped it on, but, she's just holding them in her bra. So either way works.
It all works.
It all works.
You can even have them, like
in a pouch. Yeah.
This has a little wire around it, and hanging.
Lands right
pouch. There. Yep.
Right.
Or pouch. Now,
cool.
Going back to if we catch it in the energy field, it's not going to hit your physical form. And I know that to be true for me. and it takes time. So be loving and gentle with yourselves. And if we have time, I'll
Mm-hmm.
do a little process that helps. Having what I refer to as your central channel cleared is really important. And there's a number of steps to that, but I can take us through the initial step.
Oh, good. Okay.
Which is really simple. The
Uh-huh.
main thing I want to talk about, this is amazing. Sphalerite. This is all, the next few I'm going to talk about are from Elmwood Mine, which is near Carthage, Tennessee.
Okay.
Well, and I'll get a link for the Facebook. I was interviewed by someone. They wanted me to talk about sphalerite.
Can you spell it, Kathy?
Yep.
I'll write it in the chat. Yeah.
Sphalerite.
Thank you. Okay.
And they wanted me to talk about sphalerite because I'm very drawn to it. And the supplier said they're not bringing any more out. Oh. And I said, well, please ask them if they'll bring some more out, I'll buy it. Uh-huh. So he did, and they had never found as nice sphalerite, all things in divine right order. Right. Years go by, and I'll give you the names to some pretty dear people in my life and excellent educators who also study with Jeffrey and had gone to a class that I didn't go to. Said Jeffrey has now said that sphalerite is the most underused stone we have right now. It's a very, very important stone. Okay. One other quick story is a shaman in our area sent one of her clients to me because they had entities and she was trying everything and couldn't remove them. Okay. Well, I had sphalerite under the table and around the client. And then I have what I refer to as my mama stone because there are many elements from the Elmwood Mine. And this is limestone, sphalerite, and stellar beam, calcite. And I'll have another one. And my hand, I refer to my angels, just took my hand and put it on here. And I thought, put my mama stone on her? I don't let anybody touch my mama stone. And it was like, yes. Well, when I put this on her chest, I'm not kidding you, hundreds of teeny tiny little black entities. They look like little, it's almost like between a butterfly and a bat. And I ran to the door. I was seeing clients at the house at the time. This was before I had my office in town. And I got that front door open so fast. And I thought, you knew you should have done this outside.
Oh, you wanted them out of there. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And I also helped them. I reassured them because they weren't coming. And then they just flew out. So sphalerite really releases all negative energy, and it doesn't allow any negative energy near you. And what I mean by that, anything that's non-beneficial. Sometimes people don't mean harm, but they might be having a bad day and not even realize they're thinking about me, we'll say, or any of us. And all of a sudden something comes at me. I have this outside our house, and I always have it with me when I'm seeing clients. So sphalerite is a big deal. It also harmonizes the energy body itself. And we're talking about how what's in this energy body outside of our body, our human form, is so impacted, and keeping it clean and clear benefits the physical form.
Well, I need some of that. I've got a very toxic woman around. We're trying to buy some practice, and we have a toxic woman. So I definitely need that. I need, yeah.
Well, it is a wonderful stone to have. And with the limestone in it, and I won't go through all of them. I'm going to go through a couple of them, but not the whole mine. When I sat down for the interview a while back to connect to sphalerite, like I did with the stones for this.
Yes.
Sphalerite said, I'm not the only one. And I thought, oh, right, I need stellar beam. Because, my mama stone is sphalerite and stellar beam. Okay. I came over to get the stellar beam, and I was told I needed all of them. And there's a lot of minerals in the mine. This mine is on Al Gore's family property.
Oh, it is?
And they mine zinc. And that's what sphalerite is.
All right.
So,
and don't we need zinc? We need zinc to help us feel better. I mean, it doesn't.
Well, we need
Yeah.
zinc during this COVID time.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
So a gem water.
Okay.
Yep. The limestone. This is the limestone, just like this is the limestone on this. The limestone is the base that all of the minerals grow on.
Okay.
And that limestone is holding the property, all the properties of every mineral in there, just like clear quartz does.
Okay.
Clear quartz, you can program for anything you want. The same thing happens with limestone. So it's holding all the properties of all the minerals. So limestone with sphalerite is excellent. And like this one has some dolomite on it, which is lovely. Dolomite it's a good friend that comes over, very loving and caring, and takes your hand and says, come on now, we don't have to do this anymore. We're going over here. We're going to rise above this. And then I want to just make sure about my notes. Excellent stone for achieving calm, centeredness, and balance. Emanates a vibrational pattern which brings the human energy field into normal homeostasis. That's all on the Etsy shop. For me, working with it, what it does is it really is wonderful when someone knows that they are ready and yet they're holding themselves back. They keep coming back and back. Dolomite's great.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah.
Well, then there's the stellar beam, which we were just talking about.
It's STELLAR and then beam, BEAM.
Yep, STELLARBEAM.
Okay.
And it also looks like this.
Oh, it almost looks like a calcite.
It is a calcite.
It is a calcite. Okay.
Stellar beam calcite.
Okay.
And that stone is wonderful. Now, it will go deep into the DNA. It'll go into all calcites, go deep inside to really, if you're ready, truly ready to let go of non-beneficial thought forms, perceptions that create the actions, calcite's wonderful for that.
Wow.
I would recommend early on to only use one.
Okay, just to get started. Yeah.
That's just like you said with you and Keith, you know, and we have our days. Well, we all have our stuff.
Right.
And CG was ready to I just want to get rid of it. And I said, I want you to get rid of it.
Right. Yeah.
So I did a calcite layout on him of all the colors, all the way up his body. And I knew what I was doing. I told him ahead of time. I said, this is going to be really strong. He said, okay. And he's really strong. So all was well. Well, he went in because your body will purge. It will purge with gem waters too. You might have more flatulence. You might have diarrhea. You might, there's a lot burping or any of that, you know, it's purging. So he went into the bathroom and he came out and he just looked flush. And I said, what's going on? He said, I don't know that I would do that with your client, sweetheart. I said, oh, I wouldn't.
You know,
you, darling.
If you did it and then you went in and you had your colonoscopy because you're all cleaned out.
But it did shift him. But I'm not recommending to do that. What I'm recommending is start with one calcite. And stellar beam's a good one to start with. It really helps. It helps you become centered so that those interdimensional doorways open up for you.
Wow.
Yep. And then there is barite.
Okay.
This is again sphalerite and barite.
How do you? Is bear like a bear? Is it like a?
It's fuzzy.
Okay.
I mean, it's firm. It doesn't flake, but it looks fuzzy, and they come in balls or little pieces. Barite is one of the ones that's in the mine, and it helps to link to the higher purpose of what you're here for, the truth.
Oh, excellent.
That connecting with the innate self, so that I say to my clients, it takes courage, commitment, and trust. And that trust is that this central channel is purely open to that source greater than yourself, whatever that name is that connects you to God, divine, the universe, you know. Barite helps you open up that energy field so that you can connect to that highest purpose. And then the last one in Elmwood Mine, and then we'll pause a minute, that I want to talk about is fluorite. These are the important ones. I mean, they're all important. They're all great.
Yep. We love our fluorite. I have a little piece.
Yep. Oh, that's beautiful.
And they're pretty. It's got a lot of green in it. Yeah, and purple. But I know you can get it in blue, right?
You can.
Yeah.
And from Elmwood Mine, it's mostly purple. And this is fluorite with some sphalerite on it. What you do is, what you're really working on with this group is you're shifting DNA, literally. You're shifting your DNA. So if you go into working with them and holding them and meditating with them with the intention that, you know, you want to get to the core of who you are. You want to get to the truth of who you are and return to which that innate self that you came in as, taking your first breath. The only way to do that is inward, you know, within you. The master is inside you, not outside. Once you've done all that work with the sphalerite, the limestone, the dolomite, barite, stellar beam, that's when the fluorite comes in very handy, because it will, it balances the newly recalibrated DNA. It truly just, I can feel it just going right down me. I can just feel a balancing happening. And it supports greatly the commitment, the work that you have chosen to step into doing, because this is not easy work.
Right.
That's, you know, it turns you upside down.
It does. Yep.
So, and inside out, and that's good. So, are you getting any questions around the Elmwood Mine minerals?
Not really. No. Everybody's listening, and I've put up each of the names of them so they could, you know what they were spelled like. Kathleen, a friend of mine, she does light work, and she's a tarot reader, and she said fluorite's her favorite stone. She has many pieces, and she holds it and vibrates with it, and it calms her down. So
yes,
yeah,
it's rebalancing. It loves to rebalance.
Yep. And Tiara says she loves everything gemstone. Looking at her collection while you're talking.
Oh, nice. There's a lot of people
here.
Now I'm seeing the comment. Great. Okay, very good. Well, does anyone have a question? Does anything come up on your heart or in your mind? And then we'll move on.
Anybody about these gems that you just talked about?
About the Elmwood Mine stones.
Can you get them in smaller? Or, I mean, does it, you have to have a big one in order for it to work, or can you get a smaller one?
You can get a smaller one. Any size works.
Okay.
It's what resonates with you. I say, and I believe, and to me, this is truth, and I've seen it. The stones call to those they want.
I agree.
The people they want to be with, they'll call out to. And someone's going to get that hit very subtly, or they're going to just know, like your friend Kathleen probably just can sense, oh, wow, I need a stone.
Yeah.
They can. And then if that person who's receiving that acts on it, they come together.
Okay.
But you don't have to act on it. You just know, you know, the time's coming and I need to be open to it.
Yeah. I've had that happen. Actually, I have an aversion to yellow, and I've had it for my whole life. And I just decided I needed some citrine. You know, I just needed it because I needed not to feel that way. And also, the color that is my chakra, isn't that my stomach?
Solar plexus.
Solar plexus.
Yep.
And I have stomach problems. So that's really awesome. I want to ask a question if nobody else does, not about these, but about Labradorite. I have seen more people being called to get Labradorite and holding Labradorite. And I wonder if this is this is a grounding stone, isn't it?
Well, it's a full chakra clearing stone. And it is grounding.
Okay.
Yes, it's
Okay.
grounding. But it will
Yeah.
clear all the chakras and then it will balance them. And it's depending on the Labradorite you have, it can also, as odd as it sounds, we have certain colors we associate with the chakras, but it's also very good for like this upper heart and throat.
Okay.
If you notice there's some blue in there,
Yes.
that would be really good for that area. Then there is also golden Labradorite, which is so soothing. There, and yours looked like it had some golden in it when you put it up.
I got this from China. It took 2 months to get here. But I don't do that very often, but I saw it and it was like $40. So I thought that's pretty good because it's pretty big, but you have to wait a long time for it. But, oh, here's somebody that is also, and there's a lot of people feeling that way. So I guess a lot of people are choosing the Labradorite in order to stay in that balance. And I think that's great to know. Thanks, Kathy. Yeah.
And one place too, and China's fine. That's not a thing wrong with China. Another place is Madagascar.
Okay.
I love the stones from Madagascar. We work with a supplier who started as a child. He lived in Madagascar. He's now in Asheville.
Oh,
and he is an amazing person. He still has mines in Madagascar, and we purchase from him.
Oh,
He
wonderful.
builds roads. He builds schools. A couple of years ago, they had a bad storm. He put new roofs on his employees' house. He's just amazing.
He's a great guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
So that's the other thing Jeffrey taught is it's important to know how your stone that reaches you, how that stone has been treated from the time it's been taken out of the mine until it comes to you.
Right.
So we only work with people who either own the mines. A lot of times they're at the mines. They dig them themselves, or they come from the person who leases or owns the mine, and then they receive them, and then we receive them. So it's that close to the mine.
Okay.
And then when we get them, as soon as they come in the house, CG smudges them with sage, and then we both greet them. And it's tender to my heart. I love the Mineral Nation. And then we let them know. We let them sit overnight, and we let them know we're going to put you with other crystals now.
Okay.
And we meditate in the room with the crystals. CG plays
talking to
music.
them. Absolutely.
And then he clears them every week. So it's really important to have an idea, especially nowadays, that the people we work with know we don't want anything that's been altered in any way. No heat treating, no dyeing.
Well, and it's like the blood diamonds. I mean, I know you don't sell those, but they're horrible. Yeah, they're really
and
horrible.
It really will. You'll notice the energy. That's a lot of the comments we get. They're pure energy. So
pure energy. Good.
And there's
so she's drawn to these several stones, but she also said, what is a good stone to get rid of bad memories? So.
Now that is, I'm just kind of tapping into.
Sure. Take your time. No hurry.
The bad memories, we'll do that process so that everybody can feel the difference, because it's important to have that central channel cleared. And the way I do that is 3 steps, but we'll do the first step. The bad memories, what's coming up for me is you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I know bad memories are very damaging and difficult. It's really about clearing, cleansing, and purifying yourself just as you will the crystals. So I wouldn't say there's one specific stone to get rid of bad memories as much as, allowing yourself to love and nurture yourself and take the time to allow those memories to dissipate.
Pink would what is it? Rose quartz would certainly be something I would, if I was,
rose
because
quartz
it's all love.
Yeah. And I'm really tapping in to
Anastasia. Yeah.
Anastasia. Oh, Anastasia.
Yeah.
Rose quartz would be great. There's something that you're going to want something else with that for Anastasia. You're going to want to have something that goes, that really, rose quartz would be a nice one to sleep with because it is about forgiveness and acceptance of self and others. And that's a nice blanket. But then for the work that Anastasia is ready to do, it would be nice to have something that really holds you tight. Because I'm getting my signals. Anastasia is ready to, it's not like I'm so ready to be done with this, although that's part of it. You're also ready to tap into what's the silver lining of it and have an understanding of, you don't want to throw the whole
right. It made you who you are. Right. It made you who you are.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with that. She brings up something here that because it happened to me, I love lepidolite. The first lepidolite that I had was a necklace back in the 90s, and it was light purple and it had red rubellite in it, right? Rubellite. Nice. And it wasn't big, but it was, one of those points. And I wore it, and I wore it maybe a week, and it exploded right off me.
You were done.
I was done with that.
How did you feel?
At the time, I guess I was okay. I'm thinking, but every time I've bought it, I either lose it, or I do have a lepidolite disc that I use for meditation, but it seems to be a lot more polished, and it's the lighter purple. But this turned dark purple, and the rubellites popped out, and then it exploded. It was like, wow, that was my first. So maybe Anastasia's ready for the lepidolite. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be a good one to add. In fact, I would, I'm trying to feel because they're showing me a darker stone, and I keep thinking it's sphalerite, but it's not.
Okay.
So I'm just asking for a little guy. Oh, black tourmaline. That's what, if you've got some black tourmaline, that would be, because when you go through this, Anastasia, you're going to want that protection. That's what I'm picking up anyway, is that for you, you're kind of making an agreement. I'm going to do this work, but I want to be protected in order to do this work. Black tourmaline. And sphalerite does keep all negativity away from you, but for whatever the reason, black tourmaline's calling the Anastasia. Let's talk about the lepidolite, because I don't know if this is part of what's going on. I've typed up some things so I don't forget anything, but this is from my meditation. So I meditated with specific stones for this group. Whatever stones, that's how I do it for clients. I just call out and say, okay, what are the stones they need?
That's awesome, Kathy. God, that's great.
So this group needs the stones that came up. So, and I love when I get the confirmation.
Yeah, you get it right.
Giving it. Yeah. So the Black Hills of South Dakota is a sacred, sacred place.
Yep.
These lepidolite are from there.
Oh, okay.
And the supplier that we're getting them from purchases them directly from the person who leases the land. What that means is that person leasing the land is getting the stones out and really believes in and trusts the person he's selling to, and we're purchasing from that person. So now this is, some people like, I do, I like the polished, and I'll show you these in a better way, and I like the natural. So this is lepidolite. This is what it looks like when they find it.
Right.
And it's a big, big, big piece. So you can see where it has been cut.
Right.
But it's not polished, because I've said I want some that are just You know, if you could
Right.
give them to me directly from the mine, I want that.
Good.
This is the closest.
Okay.
So this is the same stone. It's lepidolite from the Black Hills of South Dakota.
It's beautiful. Looks like a picture of trees and Japanese or something on it.
Isn't that amazing? And see
It
how
is.
you can see it the same?
Mm-hmm.
It's just polished.
Okay.
And then this is another one. This is a palm stone, the same exact minerals.
Yep. Gorgeous.
And then these are a couple more. I just picked a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll talk about it for a minute.
That's polished again, correct?
Polished.
That one is, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And because of your show, CG has put a major big sale out, 20 to 50% off on everything.
Oh God, that's wonderful. Oh.
So, and then this one I love because of the lightning.
Yes.
I almost kept this one. And if it doesn't sell, I probably will.
Yeah.
Because sometimes lepidolite, you know, this is like lepidolite soothes your nerves and it calms you as you go through this time. So Anastasia was right. Lepidolite. The lightning is saying, yep. And at the same time, we're going to keep on going. And you know how some people get hit by lightning and then life changes. So there's a lot of
symbology. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Let me see what came up for when I meditated with them. We've come forward to, this is lepidolite speaking. We've come forward to calm and soothe your nerves and doubt as you step into doing your sacred work of lowering the veils and being in your truth, living and knowing your innate self, that truth of who you are, what you came here for, which you feel and want to be whole in. So that's what came up for the group during my meditation with lepidolite. Wow. Yeah. It's
awesome.
It's known as a stone of transformation. And you'll get all of this out. It's just the first paragraph on the Etsy shop under the Learn More. And it assists in release and reorganization of old behavioral and psychological patterns, gently inducing change. Wow, this is Anastasia. You're right. Wow. You've got great intuition. You know you need lepidolite. It brings deep emotional healing, soothing and reducing stress and depression, dissipates negativity, insists on being used for the highest good. And that is, I just got the signal and whoa, whatever's going on, Anastasia, and if you don't want me to keep going, please say, that's enough. Whatever's going on, you have, you know, they say evolution's never stopped. We each evolve something from our mother and something from our father. So there's something in your DNA and your thread of your lineage that you have said, this stops now. That's, and I'm getting major truth signals around that. So lepidolite dissipates negativity and insists on being used for the highest good. Could possibly even bring you to tears, because that's the key of what you want. And are there any questions on the lepidolite?
I mean, I've never seen Anastasia in any, she may have been here in some of my chats, but I have never, that I can remember, seen her here. So she was definitely called here today. She got the message. That's fabulous.
Oh, and hematite's coming up too.
Okay.
For Anastasia. Hematite's great too? For anyone.
Well, yeah, because it's any of those dark, like hematite, what's the one? Shungite? Shungite too?
We're going to talk about that.
Okay. Okay. Oh, she's crying now. Oh, well, good, Anastasia. You know what you need to do. God bless you, sweetheart. God bless you.
I'm so glad you're doing your work. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
My truest belief is we are one ball of energy, that universal energy field. Yep. And without even thinking about it, we're bringing information into us from that field. Then how we process it, she's going to have me in tears. How we process it And that's why it's so important. I'm digressing for just a second, to hold the intention of releasing all non-beneficial energy. Your thought forms, your perceptions, we've all been dropped on our heads.
Right.
So these things that
Yep.
have happened in our lifetime have created perceptions. When you work with crystal energy, your energy field and your human form come into resonance through the crystal energy. And in that, you shift. So then think about it. This energy field around you, you carry with you wherever you go. It
Right.
also shifts the energy of others. Well,
I did not know that. Okay.
whatever we do with that information from the universal energy field, we process it and it creates emotions in us.
Right.
Those emotions become frequency and energy going back to it. Well, if we
Okay.
really want to get to that place of love and calm and peace and come into resonance, there's always duality. Coming
Right.
into resonance is the key. If we want to get there, it starts within ourselves because of that universal energy field, because we bring things to us, process them, and send frequency back to it. And that's the energy field we're all pulling from.
Right. Wow.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
It's great.
It is great. She's been searching for some help to get rid of the garbage suitcase, she says. Good for you, honey. Let it go.
It's right inside. And when we do that first process, we'll touch on some of that.
Well, I got one here. I've been stuck in negative thinking. What's good for that? Then I have another one about Russian Amazonite. But I don't want to rush you.
Okay. I have a friend stuck in negative thinking. What's good for that? Actually, again, it's within. So one thing, and of course, I mean, this room's filled with crystals. So, I mean, we live in a mine from around the world, I say. Our whole house is filled with crystals. So I 100% believe in them. One thing for negative thinking, blue chalcedony would be great.
Okay.
Because it's very gentle, it's loving, but it means business. And so it's good for the throat, because part of the negative thinking could be that they're not able to speak their truth. One, they're not able to actually get into, they're filled with fear. That's just coming up. They're filled with fear, and they're really not able to get into that center core self. And then there's resentment. I'm just kind of, excuse me, with my eyes not directly, but I'm getting information.
No, that's fine. You do what you need to do.
There's resentment coming up that brings about the negative thinking, because it's almost like they're trapped inside themselves. Blue chalcedony would be very good. That would be a nice, gentle one. Okay. And what was the other question?
There's one here, Mary Sullivan. She wonders about Russian Amazonite.
I don't know a thing about Russian Amazonite, because I get Amazonite from Madagascar.
Okay. There probably is a different vibration, wouldn't you say? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's like Jeffrey has said, that the minerals are what we have, tangible thing that we have that brings us closest to the divine. Well, it depends on where they are in the earth and their process, how heated they are. And think of this as a metaphor for us. You know, they flash, they get hot, they go through transformations of all sorts. So if you've got Amazonite, the minerals that make up Amazonite in Russia and the minerals that make up Amazonite in Madagascar, it's not only where they are in the earth, that's part of it. The other part is, how are they treated when they are brought out of the location they're grown in? You know, so that I don't know about Russian Amazonite.
I did ask Kathy earlier. I did ask Kathy earlier, do you have to have a big piece of something for it to work? And she said, no, it doesn't. It does. You don't need a huge piece of something.
No. Yeah. What you need is to just be open to allowing whatever stone is calling to you to call to you. And if it does, just like the Russian Amazonite, look into it and see if you're feeling drawn to it. Really do be aware that right now there are so many people out there, and they're really, really good. There's a lot of really wonderful people.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some that are really loud and flamboyant and glitzy.
Yeah.
Just
depends on what their motivation is, don't you think? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So know the important piece that Jeffrey taught me, where they come from and how they are treated. Because by the time they get to you, you will feel the difference.
Yeah. I believe that sincerely. I do.
Yeah.
I think that absolutely happens. I'm going to take Sin's question, but I just want you to know that Gina says, as you're speaking, I'm getting tingling in my head, so I need to return to be around stones and crystals. That's awesome. Sometimes we do need a reminder. All right. So, Sin, you specifically want to know, you tend to be resistant to change even when you know it's needed. And your other question was, what kind of stone would help you not be resistant or be more accepting of change? Yeah.
That is the rose quartz.
Okay.
Acceptance of self and others. Because that has to do with what's coming up with Sin is there's a protection going on. So that rose quartz is going to help you, and add in some clear quartz with it, because clear quartz amplifies and harmonizes
everything, doesn't it?
Yep, everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything. Okay. So if it's in your environment, clear quartz is like the Tao. It's not, it doesn't care, oh, you want this? Okay. An argument, clear quartz is going to pick it up. And that's going to go into your environment. Oh, you want this? Love and nurturing.
Right.
Oh, that's going to go into clear quartz in your environment. So it's great to have clear quartz. If you do, make sure you clear it often.
Okay.
And this is off subject a little bit, but it's important. If you're going to work with crystals, you've got to clear them, cleanse them, charge them. And one way to clear them, the very most, it's thorough. It's for every single crystal you have, and it's inexpensive. Get raw organic brown rice. And I say I'm making a crystal casserole. So you get, even I do it in a Pyrex dish.
Okay.
Put rice down.
Not already wet though, dry.
No, dry.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you keep it in I keep mine in a ball jar. I'm coming right back to clearing them, but I keep mine in a ball jar, and you're going to know when it has saturated itself. It's sticky.
That's awesome.
So you never cook it, of course. So what you do, you put the rice down, and then you're going to place your crystals in the rice.
Right.
And then you cover the crystals up with more rice. And then you put a cotton cloth over that for 24 hours.
Okay.
And it clears every single stone. I clear stones in a number of different ways under this table here because of the things I've been taught, and I use them for clients.
Sure. And you don't want somebody's energy to be on them prior. Yeah.
So if you're going to
when you're saying that, I'm thinking to myself, isn't it true when we get our cell phone damp or wet, we put it in rice? And that's made of crystal. Isn't it made of crystal? I mean, your cell phone has,
there's quartz in it.
So that makes perfect sense. That's awesome.
I never thought of that. So
sometimes I have a good idea. That's good.
So, okay. Well, let me talk a little bit about blue Kelseni. I think I've got that here.
Sure.
Maybe. Okay, now this is blue Kelseni. It's hard to find really nice Kelseni.
Oh, it's pretty. Yeah.
CG's planning to get some of this up. We've got some of it. Okay. It's very rare. I have never seen blue Kelseni this blue.
Yeah.
And they're just really
usually a lighter blue. Yeah.
And it's also, this is from Turkey, from a mine that has been closed for a very long time. So it's old. It's really good. And I'm trying to think. What was the question about blue Kelseni that I was saying would be good for, but I'm not remembering. But anyway.
I think it was when were you talking about Anastasia then?
It was someone after that, I think. That's okay.
Okay.
It's known to clear low vibrations in order to help you get to a higher state of consciousness so that you can see what's going on at a higher state of consciousness rather than get in that little, like the rat trap,
Right.
of your
Race
emotions
mind.
and thoughts. Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
So, what is Peridot good for? Oh, well, I wish I had my Peridot ring on. Peridot is a wonderful stone, especially for healers. It's really, really a good stone for healers. Jeffrey has a Peridot ring, and he's the one that said if you're going to be doing this work, especially, and you're healing yourself. If you're working with crystals, you're healing yourself, you're healing your environment, you're healing any of those people who come into your home. It's also considered a heart chakra stone that is going to hold you. I'm just kind of tapping into Peridot right now, but Peridot's actually tapping into me. Maybe this is going to mean something to, I don't remember who it was asking Peridot, and it's interesting, but it's showing me that for the person asking about Peridot, it's kind of like taking your heart and allowing it to flow and just kind of be in a it's showing me water, which is interesting, and that you're floating in this water, but there's a clearing, and of course water is considered representation of life. So it's when you're going through a transition, when you're trying to remove any residue, any kind of debris or soot. That's how I think of it. After you've had a fire, the ashes remaining. And that's what I'm seeing. So Peridot, Judy Buck. Peridot in general is good for the heart. And it's also good for, it's not so much protection as it is about bringing in clarity and truth for the healer when you're working with a client. And it also allows you to be, there's a difference in protection and shielding, allows you to be shielded. So what it's saying is for Judy in particular, that you're going to end up having, you'll be guided and shielded in the work you're trying to do with your heart. And it's going to be as if you're floating on water. So, and allow things to just flow through you and be cleansed.
She says she has a piece that's 11 inches tall. Wow.
Great. That's
a
great.
big one. Yeah.
Clear it.
That's right. Teresa wants to know, do you throw that rice out after you do your cleaning? No, you just can reuse it.
I put it in a ball jar and get it nicely tight. And then you're going to know it took mine a year. And I mean, I clear a lot of stones because I see clients on Zoom and I usually have their layout right over here. I clear a lot of stones and my rice didn't get sticky for a year.
Wow.
But I keep my stones cleared. And then I say clearing the stone is like we're taking a bath or a shower. And charging the stone is like going to the spa, getting a massage. So you want to charge.
Okay.
You can charge them on amethyst or selenite. Neither one of those need to be cleared. I do rinse off my amethysts. I've got drusies. The selenite, you don't ever have to clear it. Sometimes I put it out in the full moon just because I figure it will love that. So those are two really good stones if you want to charge your stones.
Absolutely. Judy says, when I touch it, I feel like I'm in a stream of cool water. So there you go. Wow.
Okay, well, go into your heart. Go ask. It's about intention. Go into your heart and just ask for guidance and clarity on what is the message for me at this time.
Yeah.
And you cannot, I work a lot with angels, guardians, and guides, and they want to know how communicate with them. Whatever yours are, they can be from another universe. You're wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Begin to communicate with them. And when you're receiving something, let them know. When I was working, I just retired about 3 years ago. When I was working, I worked at the hospital here, the little hospital at the fitness center. And I would be driving into work, and I was talking to my angels, guardians, and guides, and I would just repeat what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to begin to recognize when it's your thought and when it's a message.
And theirs.
So
right.
Go in with the pure intention that, Judy, that you want to know, you want to connect to what is being sent to you, and you would love to hear with clarity what the message is from your heart now. You feel yourself in this water, you've got your peridot, and you'd like to have that now. And the important word is now.
Now, right, right. We don't want anything out there because that's too far away. Wow, that's funny. I know you have more to tell us. We have actually been here over an hour.
Whoa.
And yeah, it goes really fast. It always does. I usually cut it off at an hour because a lot of people, get bogged down over they have things to do.
Go.
But I would like, if you would, I would love you to come back, do this again at some point. Doesn't have to be right away if you feel comfortable doing that. Because obviously there are people here that really love what you're telling them.
Well, I'm glad that. And anything, I'm just going to list the stones I was going to talk about, and you can go to the Etsy and read them. I'm not saying go to buy them, but you can read all about
what they do.
Would learn more. Shungite, because you want to look for elite Shungite, and then the regular Shungite is like 30% of the carbon, and elite Shungite is 90%. And we've got excellent elite Shungite. We also have the regular Shungite. The regular is the ones that it has less carbon, so they can form into formations. And they're great. It's great to have these. They're both good. All right, so Shungite. And then look up, we only have 3 Divine Bridge left, but Divine Bridge is a great stone. And then there's just 2 more. Orange Kyanite is, it is wonderful. And this is from Tanzania. And when I found, it's hard to see, it's really beautiful orange kyanite, because I've seen other orange kyanite, but this shines. It's just wonderful. And it's very optimistic, which we need at this time.
We do.
So orange kyanite's good. And then look at the blue amber. It's when you put a light on it, it's blue and violet.
Ooh.
And then that's it.
I don't want to cut you short. Everybody's fascinated. They want you to come back. Look at this. I'm telling you, you could have your own show. There's so much interest. There really is. But I want to write that down. Blue amber. Okay.
Yeah. Blue amber is amazing.
Do you know, isn't amber from honey or something? And so how is it?
It's a resin. It's a resin.
Resin. Bee resin? Okay.
It's from trees. Now you might know more than I do about that, but I understand that amber is the resin from the trees, and then it becomes hard, but this is blue amber, which amber is wonderful in itself. And it's from Indonesia, and it really, really helps the third eye, the solar plexus. Amber goes to the truth of things. Now, regular amber can go there fast, deep, and strong. Blue amber takes you by the hand and guides you in there.
Does it?
So, yeah.
How beautiful. And so you have at least a little bit of all of this right now on your site. Some of this that you've talked about.
The blue Kelseni. CJ's going to put some blue Kelseni up this weekend. And I would say look at that, because it's truly rare. It's very rare.
Yeah. Awesome.
And it's lovely. So this was great. I thank you. And I'm sorry we didn't get to the central channel.
What's that? Do you want to? I can give you more time. That's not a problem if people want.
Check to see if people
Do you want her to talk about the central channel? Is anybody going to stay? That's all. We'll stay if you're interested in knowing. And it's the central channel that brings us into alignment. Is that what it is?
Partly, but it also connects us. It's
okay.
I get a lot of it. I've done a lot of studying with books and teachers, but I get my best information around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning is downloads.
Okay.
And this has been downloaded over time.
Okay.
So it started with, see it as there's 3 sections to this. The first one we will do right now, and it's connecting you to, it's allowing you to recognize that you are the conduit between what I refer to as heaven and earth, infinity, the highest, purest frequency of love and light, the most high, whatever the word is that you use for that, it connects, pulls that through you and connects to Mother Earth's heart and mind through you. Then, so see that, and again, your central channel is as wide as your hips. And then inside of that, this is the first part, and that's the part we'll do if people want to stay.
Yeah, they do. They're saying they're going to stay. Yeah.
Okay. And the second part is a little different, that we really clean the central channel out, that which is 6 inches above your head, 6 inches below your feet. And that's a process in itself. Okay. And then there's a third part that is activating 5 centers within you. Whew. And when all those 3 come together, so all things in divine right order.
That's right.
No wonder we only have time for the first, because then you need to kind of practice that. And maybe that's what we come back to do, because I am a huge believer. It's changed my life. Okay.
Yeah. Let's try it. Okay.
All right, we'll try it. So what I want
you
you to
explain
do,
everything so well, Kathy. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, you're nice. Thank you. If you have something to drink, go ahead and hydrate yourself, because it's important for us to be hydrated. Okay. And my work is all about the physical form and the energy body connecting. It's already connected. It's just your awareness. So what I want you to do is feel yourself, if you're lying down, feel yourself being supported, whatever you're sitting on or lying on. Allow your body to feel what it feels like to be fully supported. And notice the subtle energy around you and within you. Just simply take a mental note of how you're feeling inside and all around you. Like someone said their head is tingling. Simply notice. And then with your breath, breathe into your body and allow your breath to know you're recognizing your breath. And of course, your breath includes oxygen. It also includes the environment that you have created around your body. Whatever that frequency and energy is, you breathe that in with your every breath. So fill your body with your breath, and then on your exhale, feel it go into the tips of your fingers and tips of your toes inside your body. And now we're going to do the first process of the central channel. And go inside, let your body know. First, say hello to your body. Some people have never done that, and you're going to feel a shift, just a very subtle, subtle shift. Say hello to your body, and let your body know how grateful you are that this is your body and all it has done for you throughout your life. And again, feel the subtle energies. Breathing into your body. And now, with your awareness and your intention, hold that you have these beautiful etheric roots coming out of the soles of your feet. They can come out of the palms of your hands, Let them come out of your body wherever they come out. I've got a client who they come out of her whole back. Let them come out of your body wherever your roots want to come out. And with your breath, they continue to go through this beautiful loamy soil all the way into the heart and mind of Mother Earth. And allow your breath to take your roots into the heart and mind of Mother Earth. And you can include a tap root that comes out of your spine, the base of your spine. And breathe into this beautiful root system coming through the base of your spine and wherever your roots are coming out of in your body. And allow yourself to feel your root system becoming stronger and healthier with each breath, going into the heart and mind of Mother Earth, her highest and purest frequency of love and light. And then I want you to simply invite Mother Earth, no pushing, pulling, invite Mother Earth to come up through your body, through your root system, through your physical body, and all the way up into the heart and mind of the Most High, the infinite, highest, and purest frequency of love and light. That pure love and light of God, divine, spirit, the universe, whatever your source is greater than yourself. All right. Oh, now the group just connected. I love it.
Wow,
So
I feel that.
Visualize yourself that we're in a circle. You've just connected. And allowing Mother Earth energy to float right up through your root system, through your body, into the heart and mind of the infinite, highest frequency of love and light. And now invite that highest frequency of love and light energy to flow back through your body into the heart and mind of Mother Earth, all the way through your body, through your root system, and feel you clearing, cleansing, purifying this beautiful central channel that is your body. And allow yourself to recognize that you are the conduit between that infinite highest frequency of love and light, heaven and earth. That's what our purpose is here on earth, to be that beautiful, clear, pure conduit. And recognize, see if you can feel how those energies of the highest and purest frequency of love and light are flowing through you from the crown of your head all the way down into Mother Earth. And Mother Earth's energy at the same time is flowing through you, up through your root system, into that highest, purest frequency of love and light of all that is. And that you are this amazing conduit. And now I hold for you that this is happening in every part of each of your beings, every instant of every timeline now. So every person you ever have been or ever will be, who you are now, is receiving this clearing, cleansing, and purifying. And beginning to open. We're at all levels, and we're all here together in our circle. We're at all levels of this clearing and understanding. And breathe into this and allow both directions to come. Breathe in right into your heart chakra, the middle of your chest. And exhale the combined love and light energy of you, Mother Earth, and the infinite. Breathe all of that into your body and exhale it all around you. So it is within you and you're floating in it. Oh, and it's coming right through the center of our circle too. So imagine for a moment what we're doing right now for the universal energy field. Breathe into it for just a few more minutes, and then when Allie opens her eyes, we will know we are complete.
I just feel so good. It's like I don't want to come out of this. But I think I
Well,
can bring it with me. I can bring it with me.
oh, we can. Okay. Once we come out. Yep. All right. Now call all of that into each of you and feel yourselves pulling what we've done together as a group. And now feel yourselves fully grounded through your root system into the heart and mind of Mother Earth. And absolutely, Ellie, I'm glad you said that, because that's exactly what. So bringing it into each of us individually, we're holding it as a whole. And then we're the microcosm of the middle macrocosm of the universal macrocosm. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. If you never had a doubt that this is a community, that we love each other, then, this really is. And I felt very connected to all of you. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And Kathy, for a beautiful, beautiful meditation. Oh, I'm going to be fine for the rest of the day, at least.
Thank you. This was wonderful to be with everyone who's out there. I just can feel the energy.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. Everybody's sending you kisses and saying it was awesome and powerful. So thank you. And Kathy just had her birthday, so I'm saying happy birthday to her too. All us Libras,
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, everybody who was here today. And
yes.
You can always go back and listen if you want to go through that meditation again. Take care, Anastasia. Everybody else too, of course. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Mineral Nation.